Welcome to our Behdini Beginners course. Today is class 19, lesson 8 of the A book, the Conversations and Storytelling A book. And we'll start in lesson G. All right, let's go find that. Okay, so in lesson 8, section G, on page 184. You're going to do this primarily on your own, but I'll get you started. So on the next page, it tells you to read the text aloud. And then after class, read it to your language helper. Be sure and listen to this with your audio recordings. Again, those audio recordings are available through a link that's in lesson 1 on page 2. All right, so when you get around to the grammar part, which is part 3, there are 16 intransitive past tense verbs in this story. Underline the verbs on page 184 and then highlight the past stems. If there is a verb ending, double underline it. Underline those verbs in English too. All right, so let's go find those 16 past transitive verbs. Okay, I am looking at the Tehuki version of the text. So we're looking for intransitive past tense verbs. Okay, so the first one is done for you. It's boo, and it has the nothing ending. All right, and then here's the next one. Also boo, also with the nothing ending. And why do they have the nothing ending? Because the verb ending agrees with the name of one of them was Zang, and the other was Bang. So name is the subject, and so because it's like he, she, or it, where's our chart? So because it's like he, she, or it, this is on page 179, it has the nothing ending. Okay? All right, the next one is to chew. Now this one has DI at the beginning of it. That's a continuous marker. And in storytelling, they do that a lot. Otherwise, we normally see the continuous marker DI in present tense. This is a continuous marker right there. This one also has the nothing ending because that nothing ending agrees with their mother. And their mother is like saying he, she, or it. So it has the nothing ending. All right, the next verb is in line 3, hot. And again, it has this continuous marker DI at the beginning of it, which is used a lot in storytelling. And this E here is not a verb ending. This is the Tehuki thing that they put on the ends of come and go, verbs that mean come and go, or in this case, came or went. And they put it on the ends of those verbs, not with questions, but with statements when it has some kind of an object. And this is the object, Molly. So she came home. And you can note these meanings in English. So was boo, Now, every day their mother went to chew to the big meadow, and then she came home in the front door. All right, now the next one. This one is actually like, it means then, but it's also a verb, past tense. Verb. So it has a double meaning. It means then in storytelling, or it means he or she got up. And again, if you're gonna say he or she got up, you would be talking about the gurg, the wolf, which in this case, the subject would not be spoken, but it would be like he or she, and therefore it has the nothing ending right there. The next one, it's clearly stated that gurg is the subject and chew is the verb. So gurg is our subject, wolf, and wolf is like he, she, or it, and so it has the nothing ending. So wolf went in front of their door. And the next one, wolf went. Okay, so go to chew. Again, the nothing ending. And then you go through the story, and he came, hot. He left, chew. Hot, chew, hot, chew, hot, chew. And finally, chew, malaho. Okay, so he came, he went. And then in line 8, when their mother returned is the next intransitive verb. Okay, zivri va. And you're saying, what is the ya that's there? Well, it's actually a part of the verb. It's past perfect tense. So the whole verb is zivri va. I've taught you simple past tense, and this ya is a part of the past perfect tense. So you can look on your grammar chart and find the past perfect tense later on in your materials. And that has the meaning in English of when their mother has returned. So it's not smooth English, but that's kind of what it means. Then in line 9, she went to the wolf's house. Chew, again, the very simple chew, without a verb. It has the nothing verb ending. And then j'ai der Katten. So it's a preposition plus a verb. And the verb is they came out from there or left from there. In other words, jumped out of the wolf's stomach. And then they zivrin, and this in the Tehuki version is not a verb ending. It's that Tehuki thing where they say it, come and go verbs, and to return is like a come back verb. So that is just a Tehuki thing. The verb ending is the N. Let's see if I can do that with my little tools here. It's just the N. Just the N. Okay, so you're going to double underline that. Zivri, with the I with the hat at the end, is your past stem. And then the N is your verb ending. And finally, the last verb is mon. So ma is the verb to remain, and the N is your verb ending. And it's that verb ending because it refers to all three of them. Had, say is your subject. So they. And if you go up to your chart, had, say, the three of them is like saying they. So then it has the N ending. Because the past stem ends in a vowel with a I with a H. Okay, you can double check that in the answer keys. All right, and then in part 4, you're supposed to draw a line from the verb ending to the direct case subject of the sentence. We already did that sort of. And then finally, part 5, put a box around the 8 izafe phrases. All right, let's go do that. So 8 izafe phrases. Let's start with the title. Okay, so here's an izafe phrase. Chiruka, story of Zengubenge. And in this case, the Zeng and Bang, it's treated like one entity, I guess, because they're twins. I don't know. And so the whole thing ends with the oblique, the feminine oblique case ending. And then this ah here is the izafe ending on chiruk, which is feminine. All right, our next izafe phrase is nave eke. So nav is masculine. So we have the masculine izafe ending. And then ek means one. It's taking the feminine ending here. Feminine oblique case ending. But here, this izafe is indicating that it's masculine because name is masculine. So ye di, so this izafe here, this ye, takes the place of saying nave di. So instead of saying nave di, it says ye di, and that's an izafe phrase. Dekal one, the here is the izafe, feminine izafe ending because dake is feminine. And then their, like their mother, is a pronoun, so it's already oblique case, so you don't have to change it at all. You do have to use the oblique case ending. Okay, then our next izafe phrase is could say mole. It's not really a phrase, it's like a prepositional phrase. Okay, so that's not one. One. Okay, dadgehe one. There's an izafe phrase. So dadgeh, meaning door or gate, is masculine, so it has the masculine izafe ending. And then you have malahu. And small is feminine, so you have the feminine izafe ending. And degawan, malagurgi, malaho. We have it. And then finally in part 6, you have 5 prepositional phrases. All right, so each preposition, and then draw a line to the object of the preposition. Okay, let's do that with the hooky. Okay, prepositional phrases. Molly. So Molly, it's like saying to home. She came to the house. And the object is mall. And this one, it's a little tricky. The preposition is a. So it's opposite of what you might think. All right, so the next one is Behdini, sorry. So Behdini is the prepositional phrase. The preposition is bed, and the object of the preposition is derga, which has the oblique case ending on it for masculine nouns. Then you have another one, Behdini. In that case, it's derga because it's derga which is an izafe phrase, but that whole izafe phrase is the object. So the whole izafe phrase is the object of the preposition, which is bed. Another prepositional phrase is je. Je comes from, type this up for you. Je comes from something. So it could be jeta, jewi, jewe, jimin, jewan, anything like that. That's how it's broken down. We have other prepositions like this. They're contractions. So pay comes from b something. A comes from d, and lay comes from the something. Those are the contracted prepositions. Okay, and then it ends with a prepositional phrase, kaifmon. Kaif. And in this case, kaif, like with happiness. And it's an adjective, so it's not a noun, so it doesn't get an oblique case ending on it. Like with happy, sort of like what it's saying there. That, and then part 7, you can read the entire story in Appendix Q. All right, then let's go on to H. Okay, so H on page 186. It's helpful if you can do this with somebody that can read Latin script. Okay, here we go. Ask in Kurdish, how did you go to Erbil? So we're going to look at 171. Let's find 171. How did you go to Erbil? Well, here's how you say, how did you go to Baghdad? In Chawachuna Baghdad. And you can just substitute Hawled instead of Baghdad. So let me tell you how Hawled is spelled. So Erbil in English is the same as Hawled in Kurdish. So instead of saying Baghdad, you could say Hawled. All right, what is an intransitive verb? If you go to page 173 or 178, let's see what that looks like. 3 intransitive verbs right here in the middle. Verbs with no noun or pronoun object is the definition of an intransitive verb. And then it gives you a whole list of intransitive verbs. And actually, the easiest way to remember which verbs are transitive and which are intransitive is just simply to memorize this list of intransitive verbs, because there aren't that many. And then just assume that all the rest of the verbs are transitive. The focus of this lesson was intransitive verbs. So verbs with no noun or pronoun object. Say in Kurdish, where is your work? Okay, let's go back to 170. Where is your work? It's right here up at the top. Shuleta Kivea. And you're like, it doesn't say Kivea, it says Kivaya. Why did I pronounce it Kivea? Let me show you that. So anytime a word ends in an yeah, that is going to sound like a, yeah, Veya. Okay? So it's something that just happens in the language when you talk. We don't write it that way. Say in Kurdish, I went by taxi. That's on page 171. Okay, I went by taxi. There we go. So you could say as chum iptaxie. As chum iptaxie. And I'm pronouncing the bi ip because that's how my friends say it. A lot of people will just reduce bi to p or ip, and sometimes just b instead of b. They reduce it, but we still write it this way to be standardized. in Kurdish. First I stayed, after that I left, and now I came. So first I stayed, after that I left, and now I came. Okay, so page 169. What's the other one? 173. Let's go see what 173 says. Okay, so came as Hatem. Stayed, to remain or stay, as Mom. Stayed, left, and came. Okay, so left is to go. Or leave. Chew. How do we actually say that? First I stayed, after that I left, and now I came. Okay, so it goes like this. I stayed. At I. And now I came. So here's how it goes. Ali as Mom. That would be Ida or something like that. As Chum. And now I came. Nuka as Hatem. So in this one, here's our stem, past stem. Here's our past stem. And here's our past stem. Then our verb endings are after that. Ask in Kurdish. Before, we have one more down here at the bottom. Say in Kurdish, we went last summer. So summer, 171, 173. Let's find the word for summer. Here it is. How do we say last summer? Well, here's how we say last month. Hey, Chui. And last year, Sala Chui. And last week, Haftiya Chui. That would be an indicator of how to say last summer. So what is it we're supposed to say? We went last summer. Avina Chui last summer. Habina chui is last summer. Last summer. Chewing. Chew is the verb stem, and in is the verb ending that agrees with Ask in Kurdish, which people are you? Where are you from? All right, page 171. Where are you? Which people are you? Where are you from? So here are a couple ways to say it. Tu halke kire or tuj kire. That's the Dahuki version. So that's how you ask, where are you from? Page 171. Good. Oh, here we go. Down at the bottom there. Beri, so in Dahuk, Beri to Behe Kurdistani, before you came to Kurdistan, where was your home? Malatal Kivabu. And in the Zakho dialect, where did they live? Oh, where's your home? There you go. Jberi to Hati Kurdistani, Malatal Kivabi. There's your question in Zakho dialect. Okay. All right, here we go back to our page 186. I'm on the wrong one, sorry. Page 186. Okay, so now you say in Kurdish, I'm from such and such a place, or I'm the people of such and such a place. Okay, so page 169. The bottom of this page. That's not what I was looking for. Go back to the question. (171). Let's look at 171. So you get your people from page 169, and then you get your question from 171. Which people are you? Where are you from? Tu khalke kire or tu kire. Then the all-important question of anybody who's educated. No, the next one. So where is your home? Page 170. Here we go at the top. Malata Lakivea. Malata Lakivea. Where is your home? Then the all-important question. Ta shahada haya. They always want to know what your diploma is. When they greet you for the first time, they'll say, "Oh, hi, my name is so-and-so. I have my master's degree from such and such a place," and you know, they go on like this. So, where is that question here? Here we go. What degree do you have? The answer, if you have a bachelor's degree, baccalaureus. So, what is your degree or what is your diploma? All right, say in Kurdish, may your hands be blessed. 167. Sahbin, let's see where it is. Here we go. Sahata wa khushbit. That's may you have good health. You can say to them when they tell you their work that they do. You can bless them for their work by saying something like Sahata wa khushbit. I think in the Zafali dialect it's a little different. Let's see what they say. Sahata wa khushbit, they would say. Let's see if they have something else on the next page. May your hands be blessed. Sahat khush. It's another way of saying it. Okay. And I don't see it here, but I learned to say daste ta sahbin. That's a daste ta sahbin. May your hands be blessed. What that means is it's just your work. They're pleased with the work that you're doing, and so they want to say something. You can also say daste ta sahbin after you eat a meal with someone to thank them for the food. Let's go back to that